Today we begin an assembly on a very special project, and you know, people say that all the time. Oh, it's a very special project. This is in fact a very special project because of those. But what I'm going to do throughout this build, I'm going to pick out a couple of different things that we do here at Metan that maybe, you know, some of the better shops out there do. There are different features and benefits of the way we put together boats on Making It Metan. There's a couple of features that make Metan boats Metan, and changes that we made to the classics, eliminating all of their issues. This is the drain tube from the anchor locker. That was a huge culprit that let water in over time. They simply used a brass drain tube that over years would leak and would drain into the inner hull. And that's how come so many boats have so much water in them. This is the rear drain tube. Again, they used to use a brass drain tube there, flared over with a rubber O-ring that would dry rot in the first 5 years the boat was around. And then for 25 years it would let water in. Metan 13 series are built like big boy boats, where they have full composite stringers, full 1.5-inch composite Penske board transom, laminated in 4 layers of 1708 with additional tabbing. The stringers are also laminated with 4 layers of 1708. A feature that we added is our bow eye. Its lifting capabilities for tenders. That is 1.5-inch chunk of Penske board, solid Penske board, sitting in hull to deck and glassed into place. That will get sandwiched. And as you can see with our transom, the stern eyes will go through 2 inches of substrate, which of course will give us more than enough stability on lifting. You'll notice these squares are sheets of 3/8 G10 composite. We put them in a number of different locations for both of our console styles, for our battery and fuel tank hold downs. Again, it makes it impossible for any water to get into the hull. Another addition that we do to our builds is the 1-inch piece of Penske board that is glassed into the hull to deck joint. And we use 3/4-inch screws to hold our rubber rail on. And that ensures us that none of our screws will make it through again to the interior. Using any type of bonding adhesive, whether you're using a vinyl ester base hull to deck, or in our case we use methaculate, most adhesion compounds have their strength based in the thickness of the product. If you smush something down too much and you have it mushroom over, say, the side of the stringers, well, that product ends up being too thin to actually give you a bond. So we leave a 1/4-inch space between our lip and our Penske board. But we want more of a 1/4-inch bond, so we have additional 1/2-inch holes, deep holes, drilled. And that ensures that our methaculite is at its thickest, strongest stental strength. That's how come you would rather have a custom boat builder build you a boat than a manufacturer. We're using Acculock, the 2-component methaculite, EBS's engineered bonding solution. They've been real good to us. Their product's great. Is 5 times the cost of the most expensive holder deck, but nothing but the best. Checking it with Joe on the tender. Looks like he's doing some final fairing, sanding the surfaces. This tender we are doing white on white. The goal is to have this gel coat tomorrow. What makes it Metan? Here's another little trinket. What we do is when we use our finish washers, we in fact put a nylon finish washer underneath our finish washer. If you see, that's so the stainless finish washer doesn't dig in to our finish and it's flat. Now I also put a finish washer on the opposite side and I use that as a spacer, and you can see after I counter sunk all of the holes, I then fill the holes up with Life Seal. Now if you can imagine the end of that going into the bead of Life Seal, and what you'll see happens is that concave pushes against it, fills up the concave of the countersink, and voila, you have is a full plug that'll be there for the next 20 years. So here we are, in fact, delivery day to the Shipley's Tender Series. This is a 2020 Metan Classic Collection Tender Series. That is, in fact, Metan's first electric boat. We teamed up with Torqeedo. Torqeedo hooked us up with a cruise. Power in the Torqeedo, like I said, it's about 10,000 kilowatts. They call it a Cruise 10, but when Joe and I were out, we actually hit a 11 or 12,000 kilowatts a couple of times. So these batteries are putting out more than enough power. What they are, it's a series of 24 volt batteries broken down into 2 banks. So we have 2 24 volt batteries series together. So that gives you our 2 banks of 48, and then they're parallel together to give the full 96 volts to run the motor. The motors run on all 4 batteries at a time. Each one of these batteries would maintain 10,000 kilowatts just for a shorter period of time. So putting all 4 batteries together is not giving you more power, it's giving you extended run time. And that was something I need to run through my head, because I kept on thinking, more batteries, more power. It's not really how it works. Once you have the wattage rating of the battery and what the motor runs on, that's all the motor can handle. So all you're doing by adding more batteries is adding more run time. And that's how come we have 4 batteries here. And I think like right now we're achieving about 2 hours of run time at all different variations. A lot of thought went behind exactly how to condense all of this wiring into this small location And once the boys put the seat back on and our backrest, you'll see how we utilized our storage compartment, and it's pretty much being utilized by these batteries now.
Wow, look at this. That is really slick.
They just don't understand. So we get a job. We get it together.
We're with Lou, live from Honda in New Hampshire, getting ready to put our first electric-powered Metan Classic Collection Tender Series in the water. We just launched our secret project we've been working on. It's a Metan Tender Series, electric-powered tender. Oh, feel that torque. Little bit of a surprise there, folks. Just a little bit of a surprise. I just want to hammer it out of the hole, don't you? All right, we're out with Joe Borelli. Joe's out front. We're in a brand new 2019 Metan Classic Collection Tender Series 13. This is a special boat for a lot of different reasons, because you hear people say that all the time about their boats. It's a special build. This one's extremely special because it's the Metan's first electric powered vessel. We teamed up with Torpedo. We got ourselves a 10,000 kilowatt motor in the back. It's only equivalent to like a 10 or 15 horsepower motor. We're not breaking any speed limits, but at the same time, we're being environmentally conscious, and we're still getting ourselves 15 miles per hour around the lake.